England around 1800, an intelligent white man named Mr. Darwin approached the king and he said, "Oh, king, last night I came up with the most brilliant idea." And the king said, "Well, Mr. Darwin, let's have it." And then Mr. Darwin said, "You know, king, we can actually leave the whole of Africa and we will still be colonizing Africa." The king said, "Oh, shut up." And then Mr. Charles was sitting close to him. And Mr. Charles said, "Mr. Darwin, have you gone mad? You mean we are going to leave Africa, where we are colonizing the people, where we are beating the people? The slaves are stubborn. If we live there, they're going to turn savage. They're not going to give us gold. They're not going to give us oil. They're not going to give us anything if we live there. We need to be there and monitor them and beat them." And Mr. Darwin said, "Relax. Would you just like to listen to my idea, this brilliant idea?" And then Mr. Charles said, "Okay, Mr. Darwin, how do you intend for this your plan to be successful?" And then Mr. Darwin said, "I came up with a brilliant idea called divide and rule." And then the king was like, "Divide and rule? What is that? That is new." And he said, "If we can divide the people, we don't need to be there. We will keep ruling them forever." And then Mr. Charles said, "You mean if we can divide the people, they're going to keep producing gold and we don't have to be in Africa and then we will still have the gold?" Mr. Darwin said, "Yes, of course." And then the king said, "You mean they're going to keep producing oil and we are going to have the oil and we don't have to be there and they will still give us the oil?" Mr. Darwin said, "Of course." And then another person, Lady Margaret said, "Mr. Darwin, are you trying to tell me that the agricultural produce is going to be produced in Africa and we don't have to be there physically to monitor them, to take it to Europe? They'll bring it themselves?" Mr. Darwin said, "Yes, Mrs. Margaret, you're correct." And I said, "How does this divide and rule works?" And then Mr. Darwin said, "For example, Nigeria, before we leave Nigeria, which tribe or which region is the most educated and most deserving for we to hand power to over to?" And then they said, "Oh, it is the western part of Nigeria. They're very educated. An average Westerner, they are lawyers. They have lawyers in their family. They're close to us because we are the British. They are in the western part of Nigeria. So the Westerners are the closest to them. They know the English better. They know about law. They know about politics. Yorubas know English very well. They are educated. They are exposed. All of them, they are sending their children to British to study law. So they said, good. Yorubas are the most educated. They are the most deserving. They know the politics the most. Which region is the most uneducated? Said, oh, that is the northern region. To be frank, they have few number of them that are well educated, that can speak very well, that know politics, that know law. But in totality, the northerners are the most uneducated. Say, good. Which region is the most hardworking? They say, oh, that is the Igbos, the Easterners. They are the most hardworking people. I said, good. This is how we are going to divide and rule them. We will make the most uneducated and undeserving region to be the most wealthiest and the rulers and the decision makers. And then we'll make the most hardworking and the most prudent, we'll make them the least region. We'll make their region not develop. We'll make sure that they are poor in that region. We'll make sure that that region is inhabitable and all of them are leaving the region so that they will become agitated. And then the Yorubas, the Westerner, will make them the underdog. With these three things, the Northerners, who are the least deserving to rule, they have the numbers, they will be ruling, they will be the decision makers. The Yorubas are the underdogs. They will always be fighting to get there. The Igbos will always feel agitated and want independence. With this in mind, since the we are giving the leadership to the most undeserving, we'll tell them, look, you are undeserving. So you must do our bidding. I mean, if somebody is the most undeserving, if somebody is the most undeserving, you tell the person, look, I'll make you the ruler if you do what I want because you are the most undeserving. You don't deserve to be here. Oftentimes, they will say yes. So they told the Northerners, we'll make you the rulers, but you must allow us do whatever we want. You must allow this gold to keep coming in. You must allow this oil to keep coming in. Ladies and gentlemen, the King of England, they all listen to Mr. Darwin. They listen to Mr. Darwin. And I kid you not, in 2024, as I'm speaking to you, Congo produced the highest gold in the world. And Congo is the poorest country in the world. France produced no gold. France has the fourth largest gold reserve. Nigeria produced the highest crude in Africa. And an average Nigerian lives on $1 per day. America doesn't produce, they don't produce crude like that. They are very fine. So how come that all the natural resources of Africa is still going to Europe, despite the fact that they're giving us independence? Divide and rule. And that's why you see the Northeasterners, the Igbos, they will always have a leader that is always agitating for them. The Ojukus, the, what's his name? The man in the custody currently, the Simeon Ekpa. As long as we Nigeria, as long as we decide not to unite ourselves, they will keep collecting all the natural resources. See, if Simeon Ekpa decides, oh, I'm not doing agitation again, I want to resign, another person can stand up. It is a game. It is a game. The Northerners have the population. Yorubas, underdog. So, you as a Yoruba man or as an Igbo man, you might be living in one area, and this your area. There are Yorubas, there are Igbos, there are Hausas in that area. And not for one, you've been living in that area for 27 years. And not one day have you heard that one Yoruba man entered an Igbo man house and just beats the Igbo man up. And they say, Yoruba man, why did you beat? And say, I just don't like Igbo. You've never heard of it before. It has never happened. But these people will pay Olori Buruku influencers that go and tweet that Igbo don't like Yoruba. And then you see it online and then you run with it because they need you to hate each other. That is how they can conquer. If every Nigeria unites, game over. That's the end.